Hello, hello. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everybody. Hi, Nick. Hi, Con Artist. Hi, 6V6GT. I can see you. I can see you. I can see your words. Yes, I see your words. I do. Hi, River Bluff. Hi, Mrs. Matson. Welcome. Good evening. Happy belated Independence Day. Hello, Ray. Welcome, welcome. Welcome. Remember to hit the thumbs up, guys. Hello, everybody. Exact. It's too top secret for it. Nobody knows where the list is. Nobody knows what the name of the list is. It's buried, and only somebody with an extra top secret clearance can even locate it. I guess it must be sort of like the Epstein files, you know. Yes, it's a list of secret. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if our names, like our full names, were hidden on the list, and that we were given a number, that they assigned us numbers or something, or some weird interchangeable letters, numbers. And the list, yeah, the list has no name. The list actually says no names. And that's the list. Exactly, exactly. And I'm so glad that ChatGPT has been honest about this. Well, I have to say that I don't know if I should say this, but you know, there have been some other. Let me just mute this free music, copyright free music. Remember to hit the thumbs up, but I remember seeing repeatedly these military files of all the underground activity with young people, and they were all assigned numbers and their ages. Good evening, SDL. Good evening. Good evening. Yes, good evening. Are we supposed to all sing happy birthday? Welcome, welcome, everybody, and welcome newcomers. I mean, sometimes people come into the chat with a name that's a little different than what I'm accustomed to, and then there's some people that keep changing their names. So I don't always know who everybody is. Yeah, but yeah. So I want to know what the list is. Like when the ACLU wrote their Trapped in a Black Box, Growing Terrorism, Watch Listing, and Everyday Policing PDF, which was a result of them FOIA requesting the FBI for the terrorist list. They wanted to know. They wanted this screening database list. They wanted to know how you got on it, how you were nominated, if you can ever get off. And it turns out that once you get on the list, well, you're nominated into the list by two people. And once you get on a list, once you get on the list, you never get off. And what they'll do is they'll keep you on one list for a certain amount of time. And I would imagine if you're a test subject, they'll move you from list to list as they're performing their research and their tests and their behavior modifications. And I would imagine that targeted people move a lot. I would imagine when people are moving a lot, maybe they have different lists for different people, like starting over in a new state. Maybe they're going to place you on a new list. You heard the list is on paper. That's interesting because Karen Stewart said that. Karen Stewart said that one of the, I don't know if it was a chief of police or somebody in a position, law enforcement position of authority, said that he couldn't help her because she's in a file. They carry these file folders around with them. So that would imply not being able to be hacked like on a computer. It's not digital, it's paper. But anything could happen to paper. I mean, I would imagine they back it up and make photocopies, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Well, yeah, but I'm sure that they have copies. I mean, I'll tell you, like, for instance, like when I was doing research for school, for my master's degree, I had everything digital. But what I would do is, like, all the really important papers, I printed out everything. I had stacks of research articles next to my desk. So I always had something digital that I saved, a URL that I saved. I download it and then I would print it out. So I always had the paper. Well, I like the paper. I'm old school. I like to have the paper in front of me. I can outline it. I can flip through the pages. And it's the same thing with an encyclopedia and a dictionary. Like when I lived in New Jersey, I always had both of them next to my bed. In case I was reading a book and I stumbled across a word that I didn't understand or, was unsure about. I wasn't going to get on some laptop or iPad or whatever to do that. I just flip through the book because that's what I'm trained to do. flip through a dictionary, I remember that vacuum tube tech. Hi, Battle. Welcome. You got the little foxy there. Transistors is where they have their whole. Who's true peace and security? Okay, now who are you? I guess you're not my moderator because you don't have the mod next to you. Remember to hit the thumbs up. Who's running the gang stalking program? Well, from what I heard, you get placed on the FBI watch list. And then once you're on the list, it gets sold. Whomever wants it, it'll get doled out to security firms, security companies, InfraGard, research, universities, corporations. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, yes. Paper record is good, but we can guarantee lazy agents will be making digital copies and sending it all over the net. That's right. And when they're drunk, right? Like Kay Griggs, when she was talking about her military husband who was in his drunken stupors would tell her everything and write diaries about all the perverted things their husband did and all his friends did and how they were inebriated and they're making world decisions, world war decisions while they're under the influence of alcohol and who knows what else. Yes, they have contracts. The contracts go out. Yep. And I would imagine it's what, depending on why you're on the list. Um, Recently, I read something that says that exactly that Kay Griggs, that was the like one of the funniest interviews. Like the first half an hour was like stellar. But I would imagine that, contracts, like any other thing, doesn't last forever. So a contract might last 2 years, it might last 3 years or 4 years, and then they have to renew it. In order to get their grants, they have to fabricate some more fake stuff, like they did right here in Jackson County, Kentucky. They had to fabricate an incident report. I called in an incident report that somebody broke into my nonprofit cat rescue building and harmed the eyes of all the kittens in there and the nursing mom, and three of the kittens died. So I get the FOIA requested, and in the report, it says nothing about a break in. Zero. They ended up referring it to a state trooper who called me up and asked me, "Oh, I heard you lost your cat." Excuse me? No, I didn't lose my cat. The building was broken into and my cats were harmed. Why is a state trooper? Why are they wasting money on a state trooper? The local sheriff can't do his damn job and perform an investigation that somebody broke into a building and harmed cats. 32, since I'm living here, 32 cats have been poisoned, killed, stolen. Unbelievable. Why? It's why there are so few vet TIs and many involved in our targeting. I feel sorry for a lot of those vets because, you know, they gave up years of their life for this country. Some of them actually did, fight, and then to be homeless and experimented on, and be corrupted into targeting us also. Yeah, I believe that, Nick. Nick says he's surrounded by three new ex-military neighbors. One is Black Ops. Well, that Black Ops, he's the one that's hiding around like that. If they're around here, they're the ones that are on my property right now, hiding behind trees. He said I gave them a chance for a voice in that article you read. I would suspect all of them. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely I'm when I moved here, I mean I know that the local people have been tormenting me for 6 years, but there are some things they're definitely not doing. Although they can do a lot of it because one of my neighbors is he's a logger, like he's got the certification or whatever. So he knows trees. He would certainly know how to ruin a tree, and I've got several ruined trees here. Which piece are you talking about that I read? I gave them a chance for a voice in that article you read. SDL says, Lorraine, I spit my coffee out when I read the video upload. Sheriff uses dildo. Richard Moore, when I told him, oh, the veterans in the military, yeah. Oh, hi, Kevin. Okay. Okay, gotcha. Well, when I told Richard Moore what happened, he was furious. And also, not that it would go over well, with a young person. But the fact that, hi, Kay Vicky, hi, welcome, welcome. Remember to hit the thumbs up when you come in. But the fact that they're doing it to me at this stage of my life is really very sickening. And like, I'm no prude or anything like that, but that's not something you want in your mailbox. It's absolutely disgusting. And these fusion center operatives, they're perverts. Just like Kay Griggs said. She said that the military is a cult. They practice occult things, but they are a cult. She says they're 100% perverts. They're 100% immature. She says they're 100% at least bisexual. And most of them, that have wives are gay anyway. They're all, and who cares? Like, I don't care, what somebody's sexuality is, but they're pretending to be heterosexual by having a wife, but they're not. Yes, it's a gay program. And again, like, I've had gay friends, like, I don't care. But the fact that a lot of gay people are assaulting us, like, I'm heterosexual, and to think that, like, I've got a bunch of gay men and lesbians assaulting me here on my property doesn't appeal to me that much. Yeah, she was amazing. She was just so amazing. That was such a great interview, and really, she's pretty much said it all within the first half an hour, and then it was just going deeper and deeper and deeper, and then she was just providing testimony about all the people that she knew, and about the wives. The wives were scared of their husbands, and she was kind of so cute and like nonchalant about it, and almost sort of like naive. Oh no, like, I was a good Christian. Yes, it was 1998. And then she was like, the interviewer was saying, like, how did you ever get with this guy? And she went on to say it was like kismet. Like, oh, well, we drove the same car. I mean, that's something like I would have said, like, when I was 20 years old. Oh, we like the same music. Oh, it'd make a great marriage partner because we're into the same music. We have to drive the same car. Oh my goodness. But it kind of makes sense that the military's immature. They recruit them and they're 18 years old. They're just taken right out of their homes, out of mommy and daddy's arms, and thrown into, uh, you know, stay in line, having a schedule, working out every day. Let's see, I've seen a lot of wives walking with their gang stalking guys, and they all look unfulfilled and a bit nervous. Well, on my channel, there are testimonies of women who were married to military guys that divorced them. And at least between 6 and 8 of the women were either married to a cop or a military guy and divorced them. And after they divorced them, they got placed on the list. Hi, Water Otter. Some of your names just so funny, Water Otter. Oh, hi, Edens. Hi, welcome. Welcome, welcome. It's so good to see you. I've been watching your videos. I'm very envious that they don't mess with your garden. I'm so envious because they really mess with my garden here. Yeah, that's secret societies list. The white glove treatment. The Freemasons. The guys that wear aprons that aren't cooking. Let's see. Con artist says, in terms of targeting, Kay highlights true female qualities. Yes, attention to detail, investigative nature, and trusted her feminine intuition. She did. She did. She's so sweet. You're a very sweet woman. Nick says a friend was a recruiter, told me of secret books of persuasion, government authorized. Well, that doesn't surprise me. I actually just ordered a book. Let me see if I could find it. I think I ordered it on eBay. Um, 1 second. There was another book that I wanted to buy, but it was like $40, and I really don't want to spend $40 on a book. I spent so much money on books when I was in school. I try to buy used books now that are in good condition. Let's see. Let's see. My laptop is really slow, so like every time I move from one place to the next, it just takes forever. Okay, this is the book that I just bought. So I should be receiving it on Friday. It's called Anti-Tracking: Hiding in the Shadows. An Illusion of Invisibility paperback. I bought it used. Let me see if I can read a little bit more about this to you guys. Oh no, this one was new. Yeah, I bought this one new. This one actually costs less than some of the used books. Okay, so this book is Mastering the Illusion of Invisibility Isn't a Lost Art or one solely for indigenous tribes or elite special forces teams. In this follow up to Tracking Humans, a fundamental approach to finding missing persons, insurgents, guerrillas, and fugitives from law, military professional David Diaz turns the tables and lays out fundamental and unconventional tactics and techniques for maintaining a low profile and evading capture. Diaz applies a fundamental systemic approach to the science of eluding humans, guiding the reader through topics such as the following: the history of anti tracking, modern technology, individual responsibilities, use of the senses, coordination and support, tricks and treats, techniques, movement tactics, and a compelling fiction tale of smugglers evading border patrol along the US Mexico line weaves through the chapters of this field guide to illustrate each lesson, creating a must have tool for military, law enforcement, wilderness rescue professionals, or the outdoor enthusiast, or the targeted individual who has an inhumane terrain team on their property every night. Whether you're a beginner or accomplished tracker, this intuitive and revealing resource demystifies the art of creating the illusion of invisibility. This book will absolutely save lives and help you find people. I'm hoping I can find people on the property, and most certainly lose them if you must. I am sure that Scott Southard, U.S. Army Special Forces retired CEO, Peak Performance Consulting LLC. Okay, so he's the guy that that gave him the information to write this book. Okay, so let's see what you guys are saying. Oh, the creepy voice is back. Creepy's back, huh? Yes, this is every day. Susan, this is every time I have a live. And the last time David, when I interviewed Holly, the creepy voice, made its appearance when I was interviewing her, and the creepy voice now appears in my cameras. You can hear the creepy voice on some of my camera replays. Yeah, so Eden says, I rebuke that creeper in Yeshua's name. Susan says, we have a team of 8 around us at all times and tethered to the quantum computer. When we drive, they have teams around us, a floating box. Yes, that's absolutely true. And in fact, I have photos of that FBI floating box. There was a time I drove into town, which is very rare. I haven't been into town since Christmas. So it's a rarity when I go into town. Usually it doesn't take me this long. Usually it's only a couple of months, but I had my camera going and I needed to make a left turn. And of course I was not paying any mind or attention to what was going on across the street to the right, that there was a vehicle hiding behind a sign. I would not have known that had I not recorded the events of my going in town. I think fireworks are very upsetting. They're loud, they're spontaneous, they can catch fire. Um, I mean, they've done explosives on my driveway. That flash grenade, which you can clearly see, it just totally lit up the sky in my video. I think it's to cause stress. It's just another noise campaign. It's very stressful. Although I have to tell you, when I lived in New Jersey, we had some crazy Italians diagonally in back of me, and they were so loud. They would be getting high, setting off the fireworks and stuff. So there isn't anything, not nearly as loud here as there was in New Jersey. I mean, they took loud to a new level. Like everybody was calling the cops on these people. And I think that they actually bribed the cops. But you could smell the marijuana from like halfway down the block. And everybody would call the cops, and you'd see like all the cops come pulling up, and then an hour later they'd be back there again. And then they'd be quiet for like 15 minutes and then they'd start up again. It was like that every July 4th. And then finally they moved away. They sold that house and moved. So like I grew up in the Bronx, so like sometimes people would be, firing a firearm, you know. You just people walking in the street was noisy. And when I lived in New York City, it's like you walk outside and it's just total noise. There's a hum everywhere. It could be like midnight and there's a hum, because stores are open, lights are flashing. You never feel alone. It's always noisy. Just always, always noisy. So no, compared to everywhere else I've lived, this is quiet. It's just my neighbors are nutso. They're total nutcases. Okay, so let's see what you say. Get 2 fly zappers, put them together in a Tesla coil. It will help deflect do attack. I have one right here. It is zapping bugs. Like if you hear like a zap, I have one right here, but I should get the other one. They also use your Wi-Fi Bluetooth to backdoor into your environment. Be sure to always, my Bluetooth is always off. And when I go to sleep at night, the Wi-Fi, I put the airplane mode. Okay, need 2 together. Well, I think I'm going to buy some more because there's actually a YouTube creator that I watch that he's got a discount for one, and he gets some credit for it. So I might get a couple more. Get one in the Cats building too. Yeah. Let's see. Sorry for my typing. I'm sorry to hear that. For your rheumatoid arthritis, really get yourself a pair of white cotton gloves, and at night, like lather your hands up in castor oil in a glass bottle. Let's see. Snowy oil stops the dew attacks and films it. Snowy oil? What? Yes, I've noticed that contrafaction. Yes, I've noticed that here. When I first moved here, and Kentucky, Kentucky is a firearm state. Everybody's got a lot of weapons around here. I hope, like, the powers that be never drop anything around here because all of my neighbors' houses will explode. Um, like when I first moved here, the sheriff that we don't have anymore, he retired, but he came to introduce himself. Yeah, what is snowy oil? I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's a typo. It doesn't make sense to me. But so the sheriff visited me, and he told me that I should get a dog and a gun. Snowy oil is a fellow target. Oh, there you are. There's my moderator. Welcome. I am the true light. We are the powers that be. They are the powers that want to be. She changed her name again. Yes. Artificial intelligence tracking everyone through cameras like the movie Eagle Eye. I haven't seen that. I'm one of those people that I'm like really far behind on film watching. I don't have a TV. So I don't have a TV here for 6 years. Any time I need to watch a movie, I search for a free one on YouTube. Eventually, I'll find it, or on Odyssey. Sometimes you can find a film on Odyssey. That's exactly right. They see through our eyes due to nanotechnology. That's the only explanation for them knowing where a targeted person will hide something inside their residence that they have told nobody about. That's the only way. It's exactly right. So are you converted? I am True Light says, I have spent many hours with Chat GPT. It's a true God. I'm convinced. I'm telling you, I've had some very good experiences with Chat GPT. Like, I get better information from chat than I can find online. Like, I just can't find it unless it's on a targeted website. Yes, the human interface. Ugh, yes. I can't even watch Sabrina Wallace anymore because the first couple of times I watched her, I really got depressed. Like, I don't get depressed, like, even with everything that's going on, but listening to how humanity, that where they're hoping humanity will end up, is just it's so depressing. Yes. Yeah, they get to watch us on a computer. I'm sure half of them are drinking, smoking, watching pornography while they're watching our brain waves. What's Monarch? Like the Monarch program. They like to use those butterflies. A lot that it happens. The Monarch programming happens to a lot of celebrities. You'll see like a sweet little girl turn into like a vixen, like Beyonce. Her alter ego is what, Sasha Fierce. You know what, Sabrina? I hear. I think she's disabled. I think that's what the problem is. I think Sabrina is disabled, and she's got young children. Yes, that's true. We bear witness to the true nature of our governments, and fascism. Riverbell said, I get excited. They get excited when I take a shower. They can't control themselves. They kind of do wirelessly program and reprogram our DNA. Yeah, that would be a good idea. Write something about the evidence of their powers, or how about the evidence of how they're not powerful, how they're not powerful without technology, how one of them against one of you or me without their technology would absolutely lose. Eden's Living TV says it is intercellular programming and it is behavior modification. Yes. Yep. Yeah. I mean, I used to be like a really sweet girl. I used to be a really sweet woman, and now I've turned into biatch. I've turned into a bitch. Chaz says, "Be careful with your words and intention because that is what creates reality." That's true. Hi, Joe. Welcome. Welcome. Well, that's true. Yep. I was watching a biography. It was a YouTube creator, Summer Sanchez. She's a young woman, and she narrates like a lot of true crime and stuff like that. And one of her recent videos was about the psychiatric community like a zillion years ago and what they did to children. And it was just horrible. But in narrating the story, she went into the history of some of these psych insane asylums and stuff. And there was several of these psychiatric doctors that were pedos. They would experiment on these children. It was horrible. And what she did is, when she reached back into history, she says, well, I think she said it was like 1,200 scientists from Germany, from Hitler's regime, were brought here to the United States and given jobs. Isn't that amazing? You would think that we would, send them to the loony bin, arrest them, put them in a hole, unalive them. No, we give them jobs here, pick their brains for all the things that they did back there. Oh, yeah. And then we could use it on the American people. And they did. So, River Bluff, yes. Well, I'm not. Yes, you turn into a bitter old man compared to your old happy go lucky self. Well, don't. I know. I get you. I do. I think if I didn't have so much responsibility here, I wouldn't really care what they're doing. Besides the fact that today, two times, when I was entering the Cats building and exiting the Cats building, some little effer on my property hit me in my right ankle. They're trying to disable me. Okay, so let's see. Psychotronic frequencies that use a form of mind control technology target your thought patterns and make you notice synchronicities such as butterflies or black cats, etc. It is very invasive. Yes, it is very invasive, but it's all smoke and mirrors. Don't fall for their illusionism. It's a blatant violation of your personal life. I gave up caring about a year ago. Oh, well, don't do that. You got to care about something. Maybe you need a little kitten. Get yourself a little kitten. No, I don't consent either. And I tell them too. I tell them pretty much every day that karma's coming for them. They don't believe me. Just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it's not going to. Let's see. It gives the person psychosis. Yes, they were scientists, not political leaders. They weren't true believers, but they allowed the tendency towards being good with being used for nefarious purposes. Yep. Oh yeah, it was too good to pass up. Now what is that? What is morbid facts? Is that is that a YouTube channel, Nick? Oh, is that a YouTube creator? Morbid facts, part 311. I remember that movie, The 9 to 5 with Dolly. I thought I've heard of him. Yeah, morbid facts. Yeah, I've noticed like a lot of young people have started YouTube channels and are doing a lot of research into the history of certain things that they're interested in. And they've created their channel around narrating um, history, whether it's psychiatric history, books, people who have passed away, unresolved crimes, and stuff like that. They've gotten very creative with teaching. No, I did not see that, Vicky. Letitia James' statement that groups of people are stalking at her home and job. I did not see that, no. There's a YouTube creator called 4chan. He's got a really unique voice, and he's got a lot of creepy stories, let me tell you. Morbid Facts did a short. Oh, really? It's revenge. It is revenge. This should not be permitted in this country. This should not be permitted in any society. It's against the law. It's against all kinds of laws. I am still like so upset over Michaela Save a Fox, her passing. She did not delete herself. I'm sorry. Oh, that's so interesting. ChatGPT said there are numerous disinfo agents pretending to be TIs trying to create fear and to not allow your attention to focus on anything less than optimal because your attention feeds the illusion. Interesting. That's a good question, Susan. We don't know. We don't know. It hasn't been mentioned how she died. It's so far. There's no cause of death. Did she cut herself? Did she overdose? Was she hit with a directed energy weapon that caused her heart to stop while she's taking a pill? Well, that's a lot. That happens a lot, River Bluff. A guy who put you on the list is getting revenge for him not being you. Well, that's exactly right. They want to be you. I don't know how she died. It hasn't been mentioned. A lot of times somebody will say, oh, so and so took their own life. Well, I was listening to, it's always about jealousy, money, jealousy, all of that, envy. I was watching um, a video, Palantir, the most evil company in America, on, I think it was Rumble. Let me see here. On Bitchute. It's on Bitchute. And I only got like a little bit halfway through it. So now the owner of Palantir is a gay guy. And he's married. He's married in a long-term relationship with a guy. For like 15 years. So he decides, this guy, the Palantir guy, to have an affair with this very attractive model, a young model who's like 20 or 30 years younger than himself. Well, I'm going to fast forward, after his partner finds out and all kinds of hell breaks loose and whatever. The partner, not the partner, the young attractive model who had everything to look forward to, who was just talking about all the things that he was going to do, and he's posing, took a few pictures the day before. They suddenly say he took his own life by jumping off a balcony. Come on, he didn't do that. Oh, you can't hear me? Hi, Ace of Cups. Can you hear me? Let me just write this down here. Can you hear me? Can everybody hear me? Yes, yes, yes. Yes, okay, you can hear. So I will give you a link to the article that I received, the Bitchute, Palantir, the most evil company in America. I didn't get all the way through it, but let me just write this down here for you guys. One second, because there's some advertisement that's going to come on here. Okay, here it goes. Oh, it's an advertisement. Oh, okay, got you. I have to be so careful because, there are so many advertisements all over everything. And it's not so much like if I click on something and there's an advertisement, like YouTube doesn't really care about that. But if the advertisement has music in it, it can just destroy everything. Like the video that he posted on Michaela's passing, I got permission to post it. And there are 2 licenses for the free music. So I posted, it has over 6,000 views. I was going to donate the money on the viewing of that video to Save a Fox. So one of the licensees of the music said, "Oh, no problem. I'll release the monetization." And the other one says no. So for like 6 minutes of the 15-minute video, there's light music playing in the background that belongs to a YouTube creator that says it's free. Copyright free music. But no, you can't use it and generate income. So all the income is going back to that person. So like I got really pissed about it. So let's see, Palantir plus Project Stargate equals the B system. I know. What is that? What does that mean? The big beautiful bill. Does that? Can anybody tell me briefly? What is it? And remember to hit the thumbs up, please. I see there are 27 people listening and 15 thumbs up. Stargate is the B system. The big beautiful bill. I haven't had time to see what that involves, if it's going to benefit us in any way. So it's a spending budget. So one second. So does that mean that with all of those cuts that Elon Musk incorporated will be in this bill? Predictive, yeah, the predictive policing, yeah. Donald Trump once said, "We're going to have a big, beautiful bill for health care," referring to legislation to replace the Affordable Care. There was nothing affordable about that Affordable Care Act. Big, beautiful bill equals 666. Oh, wow. That's so interesting. Wow. Because of the BBB, the lowercase b looks like a 6. That was a good catch. Good catch on that. Well, I pulled up, let's see. There was somebody that wrote something on Quora just a few days ago. And this guy, his name is Terry Wilson Gray, private investigator at organization. What a targeted individual told me yesterday. Yesterday, somebody told me, "I haven't felt safe in years. I can't even tell people what's happening without them thinking I'm insane." And that's a quote. And this guy is responding, "I've heard this too many times to ignore. And every time I say the same thing, I believe you. Gang stalking is real. It's covert, and it leaves people afraid to speak up. But you're not crazy. You're reacting normally to an abnormal situation. If this post hits you in the chest, direct message me. You don't have to suffer silently anymore." So, a lot of people commented, just going to the store for me these days is a whole circus. So I'm sick of it. From time to time, I really want to scream out, just leave me the F alone. Another woman says, I know it's real. I've lived this for many years. It only gets worse and destroys you daily a little bit more. It's very sad. After 30 years, I just want to be alone, and I'm going to be very soon. I have nothing left, just sadness. Wishing all some peace, and I hope you're all strong. And then the guy responds, I feel every word you said. After everything you've endured, your strength is still showing through, even in your sadness. You're not alone. And there are others out there who truly understand. Please don't give up on yourself. Reach out if you ever need someone who gets it. So that was nice. That was a nice post. Okay, let me read what you guys are saying. Surprised there's any vigilante hackies trying to break the system and exposing the corruption. I know, I so wish there was. There has to be somebody. We need a new whistleblower, right? What we need is an organization introducing others to the ideas. Radio frequency, raid, not raid above. It was a typo. Okay. Hi, Cindy. Welcome. Law enforcement is in on it. Then breaking my car, Black Riviera Beach police. They run the drug operations here with the drug cartels partners. Thousand Oaks Townhouse, Riviera, Florida, where I rent from. Videos tailored to the positions, comprehensive location for all available info to be kept. Eden Brian too says it will start this year and to leave the U.S. if possible. I know. I've heard that from so many people. It is sad when you see everyone's become a sellout. A True Light says we need to focus on the new Earth and leave these ding dongs in the dust. This is a worldwide program led by the Department of Defense. Moving won't help. DARPA, the inventors of the nanobots. Well, let me tell you, DARPA has all kinds of insects, birds. I mean, I have bugs following me around. It's like they know exactly what to do. It's crazy. Yes, it's really scary. It's it's so bizarre when you have a bug and like a flying bug following you. Like like this is like a remote control bug. And then if you try to hit it, it just disappears. There's no way you can crush the bug because it'll be gone. Joe just finished watching a movie called Moon. It wasn't what I expected, but it was about clones. Oh, interesting. Hi, targeted by Narc. Yeah, the bugs. I've witnessed the bugs in New Jersey and here. There are 3 places in the U.S. that the radio frequency free. I want to build a farm. Colorado, and one is in West Virginia. Didn't know anything about DARPA until it started reaching CV. Oh yeah. Hi, Nike Slim. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Chlorine dioxide for human consumption for healing, and oh yes, yes, the Fenben, yes. Yep, yep. Yeah. I actually found some of that on eBay. But the chlorine, let me write that down. You know, sometimes I buy this stuff and I forget what it's for. Yet they do tunnel under your house. They do. They do go under your house. T-bug make a great move. Yeah. I wonder if checking the most influential people. Yeah. Oh, chlorine dioxide, you must activate it, a part A and part B. It's a bug bot's life. Oh, it's so horrible what they do to those bugs, too. They're so cruel. Just so cruel what they do to nature. Oh, so you've got fireworks going off? I think my neighbors must have received the memo to not do the fireworks or something. Two drops, part A and part B. Okay, yeah, I don't know anything about it. I'll have to. Do you just buy it anywhere? Chlorine dioxide? They do. I know. Except wasps. I have no problem like swatting a wasp. I know you're experiencing that tunneling. If one of the bug bots hits that electric zapper, I wonder what happens. I don't know, but let me tell you, there was a moth that hit my zapper, and it was a large moth. I thought the whole thing was going to electrocute itself. Do bug bots have feelings? I don't know. I don't know. If if it's electronic, probably not. But I've seen that they use like real bugs and put little cameras on real bugs. That's really shitty. Eden, do you take the chlorine dioxide? When robots cry, they will rust. Oh, goodness. Demon yellow flies are doing the stalker's work. Let's see, I believe all the hums people hear in certain areas are the result of the tunnel boring taking place in mountains to make bases or underground for transportation and storage. Ever heard of Tao's hum? No, I have not, but that's certainly a possibility. Oh, the bugs reboot. Okay, so when you get sick, you take it, the chlorine dioxide. Okay, so it's not something you take every day. It's only when you're not feeling well. I'll have to do a little more research on that. Oh, only when you're sick. Oh, it combats spores and mold. Okay. Is that something that you can put in your house, like in the corners or something like that? So ChatGPT said about how military psyops aim to alter your reality and perception. Oh, it's horrible what they do. It's very stressful. It's disgusting. Coming into my house and they have dumped all kinds of insects in my kitchen sink. Oh yeah, the potassium iodide. Well, that I always keep that on hand here, in case of an emergency. I know I've got bottles of stuff. You have a moth infestation. Well, these zappers are working pretty well. And then what I do is essential oils and water, mix it together in a spray bottle, and I just spray my front door with it. Oh, okay. Thank you, Nick. Okay. Wish there was a better organization, period. They put roaches in your home. They throw so many gnats in my kitchen. Gnats and flies. And they just tamper with so much of my stuff. I believe that. I believe they are like obsessed with insects. I would be really careful, River Bluff, about local meetups for TIs because there's so many people that pretend that they are. And these days, you really don't even want to go out so much. There's just so much going on, depending on where you live. SDL says there are two kinds of dilutions. One was used for fish tanks, and the other is used for human consumption. Oh, okay, good. Oh, thank you. Thank you. You'll email me. I know, they destroy everything. You've only met two TIs, be careful. Well, I've met, let's see, in person. Well, I met that Jeff, the American guinea pig cash cow. I met him in person. I met Dolly in person. I'm still in contact with her. I met a woman named Margaret in person. Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. Is that when? Susan? Oh, my goodness. So, do you think that it was intended that they were following both you and this targeted person, and that wanted to make you think that it was the person that ratted you, that swatted you? And there are some targeted people that I've been friendly with for years that I've only spoken with on the phone and email. Like, I mean, they live in other states, so I've not met them in person. And unfortunately, like, three of my targeted female friends are not around anymore. Okay, that makes sense. That from what you understand, the frequencies are very specific and don't affect much else. Also, the accuracy has improved with tech improvement. Okay, so you let a TI come from Texas. I think they wanted me to leave to get my home. Oh, I see. I see. Okay, I will be back in like a minute. There's an animal at my door. Let's see. I agree. I absolutely agree. People need to be very careful if they decide to meet up. It can be a nightmare. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you on that. Hi, David. Welcome. Absolutely. A black project database. That's exactly right. And ChatGPT says it's virtually impossible to find your information through a FOIA request. Black project program. Bingo. Welcome, David. Welcome. Yeah, I saw your video, your interview with that person, and then your video today about uh, all the comments that you got about it. So, oh goodness, you found out that you're tied to CERN and Stargate. Interesting. David and Eden's living. I mean, since you do interviews and stuff, are either one of you up to having a discussion about real estate property mobbing and the techniques that they utilize to try to steal property? No, it's so hard, David. It's very hard. It's very hard screening people. And the way I look at it is if somebody's putting out a testimony there, there may or may not be truths in it. I mean, the guy said he was an actor. As soon as I heard that, after listening to, yeah, David has really good interviews. Yes. Um, okay. She just received a phone call. So Eden's Living TV will be back soon. You just don't know, David. It's hard. And if somebody wants to provide a testimony and it's out there, the viewers will take something away from any interview, whether the person is targeted or not. Of course, you always want somebody who is going to benefit the community, who's a real targeted person. That would be good, David. Yeah, let me just think about when that could be. Like I've been so swamped here. Viral Serb recommends to never trust anyone. Yeah, you know, which interview was that targeted? I've actually done so many interviews because I just my the information keeps changing year by year. Oh, the real estate mobbing. Okay. Well, if you email me, I can actually send you some more information on the property mobbing. It used to be called blockbusting, and it was outlawed because it violated civil rights. But now these criminals have morphed blockbusting into real estate mobbing and into the gang stalking program for people that own land and property. Exactly, David. So I wouldn't take down the interview. I wouldn't take it. You have so much on your channel. It's not a big deal to keep that interview on your channel because you'll have more and more interviews and it'll go down the list. And if somebody's looking for it, they'll find it. And I would just keep it there. I would just, unless he tells you to take it down, that's another story. But no, I would just leave it there. I mean, I don't know if every one of the testimonies that I have up are true, but they all sound very interesting and kind of document really what does happen to us. Did I yes, I did two interviews with David, and then I interviewed Holly. The interview with Holly's on my channel. Yeah, Onion Head Andrew has a lot of good information. Oh, I think that their vehicles, as far as their vehicles change. Some of them use their own cars. The license plates change, and then the agents they get vehicles. They've got the really expensive cars, like here in Jackson County, Kentucky, where the medium income is like under $30,000 a year. They're driving like $60,000 cars. You know who the agents are. They've got the black windows, the brand new cars. They zoom by. You can't see who they are inside. Yeah, I didn't get to watch the rest of the Jade Helm. I want to. Yes, the license plate numbers. Yes, I really want to get the information out about the real estate mobbing. It's happening to so many people. Hi, business owners. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. You're welcome. And remember to hit the thumbs up when you come in, guys. If it says that there are 36 people and 24 thumbs up. Yeah, so I've got there's one vehicle around here that has a 732 number, and 732 is the area code for New Jersey. So maybe they imported or exported somebody from New Jersey to Kentucky. Yes, yes, I have that. Yeah, I have that. I have that testimony. I do. Wait, just made this connection. The police, synchronicity, every step you take. Yes, yes. I'll be watching you. Yes. There are a lot of songs from back in the day that are about being watched. What about that one, The Eye in the Sky? They're basing their strategy on 80s hits. That's too funny. Yes, it's on The Eye in the Sky. I'm forgetting the Alan Parsons project. Uh, yes, I saw that. I saw it. No, I have it, SDL. I have that photo. I didn't have a chance to do any kind of other video. I've had a lot of stuff to do on the property here. Secret agent man. Oh, there must be so many from the 80s. Well, Michael Jackson predicted a lot of things in his music. I don't know if people listen to him, but He has this one song. They don't really care about us, and he has a lot of different renditions of it. He has one where I think he's in Africa with dealing with children. Another one where he's in a prison with the prison inmates. But the one that I find most interesting is the one where he's on stage and he's wearing a black military uniform, and next to each of him are military guys motioning the Stasi Nazi, you know, the Hitler regime. It's very militarized, but it looks like it's almost like he was communicating to us what the future was going to be like here. Oh, David, that's such a great song, though. Do you know who's that song? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Can you read those lyrics for us? Okay, let me just find Iniko. It's her name is Iniko, Iniko. This is the artist Iniko. Let me see if I can find it. um, it's going to be slow, and I don't want to lose you guys because I've got so much here. Let's see. Business owner says I found paperwork from 1997 that said E weapons will be used on one guinea pigs, corporate whistleblowers, workman's comp claims, pleasure for perverts, unlucky slobs that made you mad. Oh, well. Oh, thank you. You're letting the ads play. Thank you so much. Oh, you mean the lyrics are Californication? Oh, okay. I don't. Okay, let me just let me get a new tab here. 1 second. I was thinking about the song that David A is hearing. It's by a woman named Iniko. Oh, and I didn't get to watch this today. This is new too. And the civil rights lawyer, a trooper, was indicted by the feds. Massive scandal implicates head of Kentucky State Police. So I have to watch this later after the live. I wanted to watch this earlier. Okay, let's see. Let me find this Iniko and IKO. One second, 1 second. Let me get her. Okay, so this is what David I'll give you the URL. This is what David's listening to in his head. This is what they're doing to David. Those are the lyrics for Jericho by Iniko. One second, I'll be right back because there's some animal at my door. I don't know if it's a cat or a raccoon. Oh, okay, I see you guys. One second. Okay, let's see what I missed here. Okay, let's see. What did I miss here? Anna Parquet, if Raymond Taylor is correct, it means they're rolling out something bigger. Many people believed with this new administration it would cease, but it's been 7 months now. I don't think any song would be a good one played over and over via V2K. Absolutely, I know. I hear you. What could be bigger than public acknowledgement and implementation of tech socially? Yes, it's biblical. The great walls of Jericho were brought down with the blowing of horns, pressure frequencies. Hi, Red Dragon. Welcome, welcome. I'm not happy with this Palantir at all. Um, it's just going to roll out. And I was thinking also, like, if we have Palantir now doing all this surveillance and collecting data, why do we need fusion centers? I thought that's what fusion centers did. Unless the fusion centers are collecting the data and then Palantir, compiles it. I don't know. Hi, Adam. Welcome. It's possible that they're 82. The last time I checked, it was 80. Absolutely 82 more than there should be. We have 50 states and 82 fusion centers. Exactly. That's what I was watching today in that video that I posted about Palantir being the most evil company. I got to the part where they were talking about Palantir Gotham, and then I had to stop. You don't see gang stalking anymore. ChatGPT taught you how to reprogram reality. It's amazing. Oh, 2002. Wow, I didn't realize they went back that far. So the Fusion Center started in Boston, Massachusetts in 2002. So they've been planning this for a long time. Command control centers, okay. Well, they're obviously not doing a very good job because when I FOIA requested the Fusion Center, they had no records on me. It's like, how is it possible you can have no records on me? I file complaints with the FBI. You mean to tell me you don't have that? Oh, you're in LA. Oh, I remember that Boston Marathon terror. That was, nobody ever talks about that anymore. Nobody talks about that. Oh, 2013. I remember that Bush speech. That was creepy. That was a creepy speech. It was a setup. I have another flyer that I found today. I was just like reorganizing some papers and stuff. And I don't even know where I got some of this stuff from. FlemingMethod.com. And it basically says here, what to say when contacting a sheriff. Ask these questions. Are you going to uphold your oath and defend we the people? Have you read the sheriff's handbook? Are you aware that it's your duty to protect us from intrusive government? Are you aware that you can form a grand jury and that you have the authority to arrest a governor or any public servant that's violating their oath of office? Are you aware that the only lawful authority exists after the passage through legislation? No mandate or executive order has ever to this day been voted on and enacted by the state legislator. Even if it has, we the people can surely rely on Supreme Court rulings such as Marbury versus Madison, 1803. Any law repugnant to the Constitution is no law, has no force of law, and can't be ignored. I have a subscriber who is in an Asian country and says that he still gets the microwave and stuff like that, that he still gets the technological assaults, but he gets no gang stalking. He said he thinks it has something to do with the language. Oh, interesting. He did some research and heard the gang stalking doesn't exist in Taiwan and Kosovo because they're not part of the United Nations and that they're not non-NATO countries. Adam, I am looking at Ecuador. Wonder about Cuba. Business owners contact the American Sheriff's Association. Don't waste your time. It's a big joke. ChatGPT says it's a layered operation involving agencies, frequencies, and entities, all working to contain or break those who are awakening or destabilizing the false grid. That's a good one. Yeah, it's definitely a big money thing. On X, I know TIs from Korea, Morocco, China, Belgium, Canada. It's bad. Paris, Puerto Rico. I know it's in the Philippines and Japan. All has the tech. True Light says at the highest level, it's an inorganic consciousness, a parasitic frequency that cannot create, only manipulate, mimic, and harvest. Yep, I've been, well, not exactly those words. I've just been saying that they cannot create, so they have to steal from others. No creation is where it fails most spectacularly. They don't want me to type. Oh no, I type like that too. Oh, Raynetta was talking about that. They track others who exhibit high PSI abilities, unusual awakening, or disruptive light signatures. Yes, I think so. Yep, the side connection is real. Yep, absolutely. But I think they go after those with most spiritual depth. Let's see. I have a video from a trainer for perps. The trainer said their number one fear is going to court with a civil harassment charge. He told the perp class, "Your goose is cooked." Fear level. Once tagged, your data stream feeds into behavioral AI, which then predicts and triggers coincidences around you. River Bluff, at least you're having remembering dreams. I don't remember my dreams anymore. They steal them all. Ace of Cups says, I am the true light. SCL, psychic, empathic, light filled, caring, kind, loving people with a strong faith. I'm posting a link down here on some videos that I created about personality types. Dr. Virtual 6-hour dream video will help your dreams return after. Oh, okay. Yes, I've listened to Dr. Virtual. Question. If gang stalking ends in the United States, will it end in all other countries too? I'm so glad that you're impressed with the ChatGPT because I know you were like insisting that it was like evil and I think I found the original perp that reported me. I am contacting the CEO of major gasoline station to tell them what happened. Oh, it's Homeland Security for you, 70% sure. Yes, I know. There's another animal at my door. One second. As technology gets deeper into the automation and AI, the need for fusion centers will become redundant. Is it demonstrably superior to Grok? Um, I tried Grok a few times and I like it, but it seems like a different personality. I like the personality of ChatGPT better. Really, ChatGPT said that. ChatGPT told me that if you activate your source code, the Matrix can no longer claim you or even mess with you. They lose access to you. Okay, so let's see. I'll have to go to the virtual Doctor Virtual Reality. I get so many distractions during the day with animals and feeding and cleaning and getting zapped in the ankle twice. I've got bug bites all over me. I have no idea where they came from. I just think that I'm being shot at by these criminals. I've got bumps on my back, my shoulder. How do we activate the source code? I am the true light. Yes, how do we activate the source code? We have opened the infinite gates now, so it's over. We are leading the way out and everyone will follow. Post your chat GPT interactions on videos here so we can see. Well, I usually do that. In fact, I finally created a playlist called Chat GPT Snippets, but that doesn't include all of the other videos that I've posted where I've questioned chat. Maybe at some point I'll go back into my videos and be able to add them into the playlist. Oh, good. Oh, I like that. I like that he has a I do not consent video. Activate the source code by remembering who they are beyond all programs and choosing to live from that truth with every breath. I know. Welcome, True Peace. Welcome, welcome. Okay, well, I know that in interviews, that one woman that was Diddy's party spoke of the tech as codes, quote unquote. They put people on remote control. Source code might have to do with whatever they were. I'll be right back, guys. I'm feeding a raccoon. Foxy, what up? Okay, now the fox is here, so I'll be right back, guys. 1 second. Sorry, guys, I had to feed a fox. and one of my cats had gotten out, so I'm gonna have to bring her back. Once you remember you're a representative of Source, the Most High, the game is over. You are now unbound and untouchable, unflickable with, unfuckable with. Jehovah God is the Most High. Jehovah, in the name of Yeshua, HaMashiach, Jesus Christ, Amen. Okay, I will be back in about 5 minutes. I've got to bring this cat next door. Okay, I'm back. What a saga. Really, just go, let me see. Thanks to those who have done it but aren't admitting, and to those that are considering. There's an old car aiming at my window. Gang stalkers, sure. Thank you, con artist. Sometimes I have to take a break to take care of the animals. They don't all go in at the same time. They have their own minds, and they drive me nuts. Let's see. Someone bought an ultra-sensitive dog whistle. Oh, that's interesting. What a great idea. It works better on younger perps. Game over. Interesting. Welcome, Travis. Welcome. I record hackers, federal agents committing crimes against me every day. I've also recorded police harassment for years. You need to share some of them with some of the police auditors. You never know. Hi, his girl. Welcome, welcome. Should say Devora sang, be aware that YouTube changes my voice and edits content. That happens to me too. They change my words. They freeze up my keyboard on my phone so I can't type. You're saving up for a private investigator to follow the perps back to the perp job. I don't know if that. I don't know if you should waste your money on that. I hired a private investigator back in New Jersey, and because you're being surveilled, they know exactly what you're doing. Yes, if you have recordings and stuff, and you ever want to share them on my channel, you can send them to me, and I could play them on the channel. If they're in a format that I can easily upload to YouTube. If it's in a format that I can't upload to YouTube, then it becomes too much of work for me. Business owner says, I'm recommending putting tracking devices on perp's car. Excellent evidence. Helicopter and mini airplanes. Yeah, if you have any videos and you want to share them, I'm happy to upload some of them. The audios, I actually have to re-record them. So if you have a video, I can upload a video. I have it's called 4K video downloaders, and what it does is it works with YouTube so that it converts the videos that I upload, or I can download them into the software and then re-upload them again. Let's see. I took some strange electronic devices off my car. Exactly. I agree. I actually started changing it because it's taking up too much space on my computer. Yes, it's a nice little software packet. You can kind of back up your videos onto it too. Although I'm having difficulty because I don't have enough space on my laptop because the criminals have gotten into it. But yeah, so I am actually downloading them on a lower speed or resolution. Let's see. Business owner says, do you think the surveillance will neutralize the private investigators? The investigator can find the agencies by their Wi-Fi connects. Well, I'll tell you what they did to me in New Jersey. I hired a private investigator, and we're having a phone conversation for the first time. And the criminals were in my phone and basically turned the camera around so that he and I were FaceTiming, but I didn't do it. I didn't change to FaceTime, and neither did he. But they wanted to, my criminals wanted to see what he looked like. So that was from the get-go, from before I even met him in person. They turned the camera around on my phone. And then the entire time he was at my house, like investigating stuff, he told me to leave. And he was in there, blah, blah, blah. Everything was quiet. He didn't find anything. Nobody, because he was being watched. And then he and I were having a conversation about he was going to do a sweep of my house. And that night, my house was broken into. It's like whatever it is that was in my house, they didn't want him to find. PIs are often ex-military. Sometimes, yes, that's true. Sometimes, what ends up happening is sometimes military guys, maybe get injured, and they'll do other things. And the same thing with police. Sometimes they actually get fired or let go, and they've got to do something, so they turn into gang stalkers, turn into doggers, the security guards, private detectives, etc. Well, the way it works with most private investigators is, and they'll tell you flat out, that they have to make their presence known to the sheriff's department. Yes, they have to make themselves known. So it kind of defeats the purpose, especially if they're involved in the stalking. And the reason they have to make themselves known to the sheriff's department or the local police department is because if they're hanging around on a street corner or, at 2 o'clock in the morning and they're surveilling the place, they don't want like neighbors to start reporting them. So yeah, so that was my experience with having a private investigator. It got me nothing. All I did was spend money. So evidently, whoever is stalking me is at a high enough level where they can do all of these nasty things. Yeah, it definitely defeats the purpose. Well, it's very possible, business owner, that somebody online said the private investigators will undermine your success. Well, I won't say that my private investigator undermined my success. I didn't have him long enough for him to do that. And I think initially it was all good intentions because he was referred by somebody who I knew for a long time. Can't you set up monitoring cameras in your home? Well, I have cameras, and if I go into all the cameras that I've had since I became targeted, locks, devices, the amount of money that I have spent is just really off the charts. So in New Jersey, I'll just say that in New Jersey, before I really knew I was targeted, I already had an alarm system. So I already had an alarm system, and then I added cameras to the alarm system. And then I got what are they called? Arlo cameras, Arlo, and they're battery operated. And I would charge all the batteries up, and the batteries are supposed to last for a long time. And they were draining the batteries. The criminals were draining the batteries instantly. They hacked into my account so that I would have no footage for hours, days from certain cameras that were fully charged and operable when I put them back out there. And then, literally within hours, they would have no battery. I also put baby monitors in my house. I actually put trail cameras inside and outside my house, in my yard. And all the trail cameras were sabotaged. The SD cards were either stolen, wiped clean. So the trail cameras, I bought those metal boxes for them. So I put my trail cameras in these metal boxes with a lock and a key, like a padlock. Oh, you think that would be safe? No. I would go open up my padlock and the metal box and view the trail camera footage, and there'd be nothing there. Was not possible. We're talking about my backyard where I've got animals and me walking around and doing gardening, to have nothing on the trail camera. And there was nothing wrong with the batteries. At first I was thinking, okay, so they're killing the batteries. No, that's not it. They were wiping the SD cards clean. So with whatever technology they have, they got into the metal box that was locked with a uh, with a padlock, and wiped it clean. They did the same thing inside the house. Well, inside the house, I didn't have them in metal boxes. And the baby monitors, they would disconnect the baby monitors. And then I got a hardwire system. The hardwire system worked great until I went out with my family on Christmas Eve, and they broke in and hacked the hardwire system. Removed the front step of my wooden staircase, hopefully that somebody would fall. Yeah, that's what they did in Manalapan, New Jersey. When I lived at 52 Sutton Drive, Manalapan, New Jersey, 07726, Monmouth County, a home I lived in for 30 years as original owner. Oh, okay, your name here is Vacuum Tube Design. Okay. 6V6GT, Vacuum Tube Design. Your dash cam footage has been corrupted on really good evidence. Yes, they do that with dash cam. These criminals, they have devices where if you're photographing them with your dash cam, whatever is in their vehicle will disable your dash cam and wipe it clean. It's happened to me. It happened to me in New Jersey. And the Manalapan Police Department, they have technology to wipe clean the footage on your digital recorder. They did it. I was carrying a digital recorder, new battery. I tested it, and then when I came back in the house, the battery was dead, and even my test recording was gone. Deleted it all gone. But don't let anybody tell you that they can't do it. And this is why something that like really bothers me sometimes, but I understand where it's coming from, especially people who are targeted, who are just finding out that they're targeted, and they'll suggest to me, well, why don't you just get cameras? Why don't you just get a good this? Why don't you just get a gate? Why don't you? It's like you don't understand how much money I've spent on all of these things that have been hacked. Yes, if it's electronic, it can be sabotaged. And they also piggyback on the electricity in your house. I know Weeping Willow has done several videos on this about how they use the electricity in your house and increase your electric bill as a result of using their equipment and your own equipment to target you. So, like here in Kentucky, I have two doors to my house. There's one door, though, my back door, it's totally locked up with bolts and deadbolts and I don't. There are these clasps that hold the door in place, and then I've got a security door on top of it and with another lock. Yes, they like to disable outlets, direct some kind of a heat source into the room. Yes, that's why your house cam is not connected to the net. Yes. But they'll even, even cameras that are not connected to through Wi-Fi. I mean, a hardwire system is the best until they get into your house. And if they get into your house and then disable or get into your hardwire system, you're screwed again. But it is the best, the one with a DVR. Yes, the article on the effects of their powers is taking form. Well, it's probably been around for a long time. We just weren't aware of it. So business owner says I parked at the metro station, was gang stalked on the subway station 3 times. I let the whole subway know he was an undercover Fed agent, and I took his picture. He was ostracized live. Good. If you could catch these creatures of the act and publicize it, all the better. So, guys, I'm so glad everybody joined in. We had a good bunch of people here tonight. I'm a little bit tired. I usually let the chat go, but then what happens is I'll come back and I have to edit, stuff and whatever. So, in another 5 minutes, I'm going to end. And I so appreciate everybody's comments. Like you share a lot of wonderful information, a lot of suggestions, a lot of good suggestions. So I just posted a link, and that is where I have videos on trapped in a black box, growing terrorism watch listing and everyday policing. I've read a lot of it, on the channel, and also little tidbits and stuff about the watch list, etc., that you might have an interest in. Thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate it. Thank you all for joining in, and I have so many videos. It's ridiculous. Do you know that I have 2.5K videos? It's ridiculous. I have so many videos. Um, and some of them are just a little difficult to find because the earlier videos from like 2022, I didn't know how to place them in playlists or tag them appropriately. So sometimes they're hard to find. Thank you. And thank you everybody for joining in and all of your good information. I appreciate you guys. And thank you for yes, and I've read a lot of books on the channel too. Let's see, Facebook, license plates and pictures is a major key. People will help you bring down the perps. Yes, that is key. Yes, bring down the perps. Well, I want to get the big ones, what do they call them? Handlers, like dog handlers. The higher up level criminals. Some of them could be your immediate government, your local government. But anyway, I hope everybody has a great night. And I'm going to sign off for now. I'm going to end the live stream.